I wanted to do a battery test for a long time and this day has come. Guys, meet iPhone 11, OnePlus Nord, Poco X3, Samsung A51 and Redmi Note 9 Pro. All these smartphones are from completely different price categories, with completely different specifications and with completely different pricing. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I just want to find out which phone has the longest on-screen time. And today we're not paying attention to all these parameters and sizes of batteries. And if you're interested in such tests, let's begin. And please guess in the comments who will win. That is, like the comment of the phone that I will leave in the comments section under this video. I think that Redmi Note 9 Pro will stay longest, but don't quote me on that. I also want to know that Poco X3 operates at 120 Hz and OnePlus Nord at 90 Hz. All the rest, as you know, at 60. I did not specifically turn off the increased Hertz because in real life those who have these phones usually use them in these modes. But if not, then I do not understand why then they buy smartphones with such screens. Well, today is not about that. Everyone of course decides for himself what and how to set up in his phone. Before I get started, if you like tests and reviews on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe and be sure to click on the notification bell, because a subscription without a bell is not worth anything. Please push the notification bell. And the first thing I started was YouTube for 2 hours, and after half an hour I decided to take a look at the percentages that smartphones showed, and I was shocked. 98 iPhone, 97 Nord, 87 Poco X3 in half an hour. What nonsense is this? 97 Samsung A51 and 98 9 Pro. While everyone lost about 2 or 3%, Poco ingested 13. I can't say otherwise. Something is wrong here. Well, let's wait and see what happens next. 1 hour passes and we have the following results. 92, 94, 83 Poco X3. Here already the battery was drained by only 4%. 94 A51 and 95 Redmi Note 9 Pro. 1.5 hours, 85, 91, 78, 90 and 91. The leaders are Nord and Redmi Note 9 Pro. Pocophone has something strange with the battery indication. As you saw in the first half hour, he drained 13%. This obviously should not be so. 2 hours pass and YouTube is behind. OnePlus Nord is leading. 78, 87, 72, 86 and 86. And I start recording 4K 30 FPS videos. Finally, all of these smartphones can shoot at this resolution, because in my such past tests there were problems with this. However, I want to know that on Xiaomi smartphones 4K video is limited to 8 minutes. Samsung can record video of this quality up to 10 minutes. OnePlus and iPhone without limitation. 2.5 hours on stopwatch. In terms of percentage, Redmi Note 9 Pro is leading. I want to know that all the phones are pretty hot. 4K recording is really using the resources of smartphones. 3 hours have passed. I stopped 4K recording and outsiders are iPhone 11 and Poco X3. To be honest, I thought Poco would hold up better. And we move on to the next test for the smartphones. This is the ANTUTU for 1 hour. After the first ANTUTU lap, the iPhone comes to the finish line first, which is not surprising at all. 421,000 points. After him, Samsung almost 182. Third, Nord 322, Poco 247,000 points and Redmi Note 9 Pro 262. And it is very interesting that on the official site of Poco X3 the figure is 300,000, and here he did not reach even 250,000. And even Redmi Note 9 Pro beat him. Let's see what happens after the second lap. After the second run of the test, almost all phones performed better than in previous one. Only Samsung showed 2,000 points less. Poco X3 improved the result by 5,000, but it is still far from 300,000. By the way, if you have Pocophone, please write in the comments how much your Poco scores in the ANTUTU test. Battery percent: 39, 57, 43, 59 and 61. Poco X3 goes almost as bad as an iPhone. I noticed that while testing ANTUTU, the iPhone decreases the brightness by itself. I don't know why it is happening. If you know or have a guess, write about it in the comments. And even if I try to set the brightness back to high level, the screen just doesn't respond to it. Auto brightness is disabled. Well, for an hour I was running ANTUTU on all phones iPhone and Poco are the worst in the chain, and then I had to stop my test for the night because it was 1 AM and I was tired, and I decided to continue all this mess in the morning. After a night at 6 AM, I returned to the smartphones, turned them on, and batteries were showing 23, 46, 37, 48 and 49, and I turned on Asphalt 9. This is a one-bot game that doesn't really fascinate me at all. It's very easy to play, so I always run it in such tests. And while I was trying to start Asphalt on each phone, Samsung showed me some mistakes on its screen, and the iPhone lost 3% in 3 minutes. When timer showed 4:25, the iPhone already had only 10%. His battery began to drain very quickly, and I think iPhone won't last this hour of gaming. And yes guys, when the stopwatch showed 4:55, the iPhone gave up. Nord, Samsung and Note 9 Pro are very close to each other in battery percentage, and I think with Poco everything is clear to us. To be honest, Poco X3 with his huge giant battery shows not the best result, as you can see. 5 hours have passed and I'm launching heavy artillery CPU throttling test. After half an hour I finished the CPU throttling test. He really did a good job with battery draining. 19 Nord, 7 Poco X3, 23 Samsung and 24 9 Pro. And next I ran the killer test. I split a screen in two and launched very resource-intensive applications, the same CPU throttling test and 4K video recording on an open camera. Of course, smartphones draw horrible graphs, especially Poco X3 and Redmi Note 9 Pro. And when the timer was 5:41, Poco also surrendered. And now we have Samsung among the leaders, 1% ahead of Redmi Note 9 Pro. Okay, 5:43 and Nord is overheated. Also, the Redmi just ran out of internal memory. I had to clean it up a bit, and I keep up killing smartphones' batteries, launching them in very tough conditions. Samsung and Redmi Note 9 Pro have a fierce struggle for survival. They go head to head. Well, Nord gives in and is clearly inferior to leaders. Nord gave up after 6 hours and 6 minutes, and even before his defeat, he refused to record 4K due to overheating. The remaining smartphones had 6% each, and I'm intrigued. Who will be the winner today? 6 hours and 15 minutes, Redmi turned off. And in the beginning of the video I was wrong, I didn't guess who will win today. And Samsung drained his battery at 6 hours and 19 minutes. He lasted literally 4 minutes longer. Well, did you guess who will win today? Write about it in the comments. Of course guys, this test does not reflect the actual and real use of smartphones. The same Samsung in real life does not show such results. I used it for a whole month and I know it. You can see my screenshots in my review after months of use. All phones were in the same conditions today, and the result is what you see on your screens. Poco X3. I expected a better result from Poco, but on the other hand, in my review after a month of use, I will show real screenshots and we will find out how the phone behaves in real use outside of such tests. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I really hope that my test was interesting and useful for you. My name is Evgeny. If you didn't know, have a good day. Всем добра!